Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rivera Urban Homestead. Today I decided to bring my tomato plants finally out for their first little bit of sunshine. What my plan is we're going to take these plants this year and we're going to actually put them in like 5-gallon containers or pots that are the same equivalent size. That way I can move them around if I need to in the garden and they're just not in one of my beds. Never done that before, so it'll be a cool little experiment. But as you can see, they're looking amazing. Big old plants. This one here, when I went to move it outside, I noticed it fell over. But that's because when I transplanted it, I cut too much off the top. Or I'm sorry, I cut too much off the bottom. You see that big old stem? So now it's top heavy. Alright guys, sorry my neighbor came over so we were talking. So anyway, like I was saying, this one is a little top heavy just because of that, how much stem or base I have exposed. So it kind of fell over, so I just propped it up with a stick. When I bury it back into the ground, it's going to be, all that's going to be buried anyway, so it'll be fine. I just got to watch it. So anyway, this process of putting them outside for a little while each day is called hardening off. And what that does is it just gets the plants adapted to the sun. Because no matter how many lights you have in your grow room, you will not make it equivalent to the sun's power. You just won't. That's what I love about nature. You can't really duplicate it too well. So here are my plants. They're looking great. We've cut them back. They're getting thicker at the bases. And when we replant these, we're going to, like this one here, we'll cut off some of the bottom and replant some of this stem. So we're going to do that next weekend. I have ordered some worm castings, some azomite rock dust, and what else did I order? Oh, some coconut coir. I've never used it, but it's like a new rave that everyone's talking about, so we're gonna try it out. So next weekend, when it comes in, we are gonna mix it all together. We're gonna repot these in new pots, and then we are gonna put them out here in the garden. I'm thinking down here in this empty spot right here. Gets tons of sun, longer sun, because the further out I go in my yard, the longer it takes for the trees, look at that big boy, longer it takes for it to block it. So they would get plenty of sun out there. We've had rain, we've had cold weather. It's been like 40 degrees out. And look at this. My poblano does not even understand. It is just blowing up. I still have flowers and tons of peppers coming in. It's awesome. It is so awesome. My red Marconi. They slowed down with the cold, but they didn't die or nothing. They're still blowing up, man. So it's awesome. Of course my kales are just kicking. I've been eating so many kale salads, man. It's awesome. I love it. And yes, of course, purple jalapenos. This has been a great plant. Oh, look what I just saw. Gotta love seeing that, man. I love the ladybugs. Very good beneficial insect for your garden. It eats aphids and all kinds of stuff you don't want. So keep breeding. Here's my cabbage that I planted just out of the blue. They're coming up. We'll see what happens. There's some more cabbage. Looking pretty good. Oh, and let's take a sneak peek. Remember when we planted the potatoes? Guess what? We got potatoes growing. It looks like all of them have come up. All 5 we planted from the store. Store-bought potatoes. Just get the generic ones that have some sprouts. And you're going to get some potatoes. Hopefully. Good morning. Did we put the tomato plants outside? Alright, so just a little recap. Hardening your plants means when you have them growing inside under the grow lights, they're not getting the intensity and the different UV rays and whatnot that the sun produces. So what you need to do, and also the direct heat of the sun itself. So what you need to do before you move your plants out into the garden is take about a week or so, week and a half, and start putting them outside during the day for a little bit. Right now mine are in the sunlight, direct sunlight, but it's only like 60 degrees out, 60 some degrees, so it's not hot intense. If it was hot summer sun, where it's directly above you and you're getting all of it, you would want to put your plants in the shade a couple of days first. For a couple hours, 2-3 hours, leave them in the shade in direct sunlight, and then little by little then you would put them in the sun for about an hour or so, take them back, and you just get them adapted to being outside. Mine are out there, they're fine, they're chilling in the sun right now. I just felt them, there's no heat or hot points to burn the leaves, so they're going to be good. So that's hardening. Just putting them out, introducing them to the outside, putting them back in, and just do that for a week or week and a half before, and then you put them out in the garden, they're good to go. The other thing, next week, like I said, I got the coconut coir coming, which we'll unpackage that and we'll get that ready together because I've never done it. I got worm castings, which I have used but not in the abundance I'm going to this year. And also I have the azomite rock dust that we're going to just incorporate, get some trace minerals into the ground. You know, the trace minerals are obviously stripped from the native soils, just from farming and all that stuff. So introducing the trace minerals just gives every opportunity for the plant to take up whatever it needs to grow good. So for a little bit of dollars, I'm going to add some trace minerals. What we'll do is we'll mix all that together, we'll go through that whole process together, and we will get them planted outside next weekend before the Super Bowl, before Broncos hopefully take that Carolina Panther team out. But anyway, go Broncos. And we'll do that next weekend, so have a good week, and we will talk to you then.